Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go because we have to talk about very interesting and exciting stuff. Obviously, we are going to talk the latest crypto news first, and then we are going to talk about what is going on at Ecomi and Veve with the Blackpink drop. Pretty exciting stuff, in my opinion, as well. So let's check out what is going on there right after the intro. Okay, wrong switch. Good morning, good morning, good morning, every one of you. I have a question for you guys. Would you please like this stream right now? Thank you very much. And obviously subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet with notifications on. Check out the videos on this channel. Yesterday I made a video about the Blackpink drop that covers basically everything that we need to know so far. So video about Veve. There are more videos coming out on this channel, as you can see. In the last days there have been more videos. In the last week there have been more streams. So I'm trying my best to give you more of everything. If you want to support me on this endeavor, then you can also become a channel member, therefore becoming a rare hodler, as all these guys here around me. Mewtwo up here being the latest with the mint number 35, and still I didn't do the cleanup, man. I have to do it, but as some people are dropping out, these mint numbers getting more scarce and scarce. So still in the 30s, but we are very, very soon coming to the point where someone will get the number 41. Also, that's basically it. So let's jump right in. Bitcoin. We are still having sell-offs in Bitcoin. Still, there are entities selling which are mostly not from the ETFs. The reason might be a little bit more of uncertainty if you see the last days here. So today we are red again on Bitcoin. We are at 60,840. Just for everyone to know that is currently driving. Please drive safe, don't look at the screen. And we have reasons for why we are a little bit uncertain, a little bit down. We are still in this downward sloping bull flag, so to say. If you consider this a fake out, we're still in a bull flag. If we would lose it another time, I would still say worst case scenario would be 52,000, although I see the chances very, very low now that this actually happens. Oh, by the way, I didn't welcome the people that are already in the chat. So we have Green Lantern here. GM was hopefully only a few more days of what? Few more days of downside, probably, right? Duck and Cover is also here. Morning, man. And then we have Sui. Hey, Sui, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. And there's a reason for it. And the reason is this. The Eurozone GDP and US CPI, those numbers are basically coming out tomorrow. And especially, as we're seeing here, for example, the European Commission will release its second economic forecast on Monday, so this is today. So we see here that on Friday, the final CPI for April is scheduled to release. And then we see here for the US, there is the CPI number coming out. And so the problem was that the CPI headline increased to 3.5 from 3.1. And the expectation, though, is a decrease to 3.4. So slight decrease from 3.5 to 3.4%. So basically, this economic data is was going to come out, yeah, for the Eurozone and for the US. And obviously that will determine if the rates are going to go down in the US and maybe also in the EU, or if they will stay up for longer, depending on if they can control the inflation for now or not. Um, yeah, absolutely right. So and so it's a little bit difficult now to see why we are red. So if you're looking here at the very last part of this chart, you see a small green candle, and these are the ETF inflows for the Bitcoin ETF. So you see it here between my video and chat now. So we had a 1,318 Bitcoin net positive flow on the ETFs in the last week, which is, so it's not the ETFs that are selling at the moment. And also, if you're looking at the Hong Kong ETFs, so the last number that I could found there was the 10th, obviously, because on the weekend no one trades. And as you will see, if I move it here a little bit, is that also the Hong Kong ETFs, they had a little bit of an outflow, as it seems. At least they don't have as much Bitcoin in it as before. They had an outflow of 100 Bitcoin, but that doesn't really do the trick, right? 100 Bitcoin. So something else, some other entity is selling. I have no idea who, to be honest. I couldn't find any information. It could be several things. I think it could be FTX, because FTX has announced that they're going to pay people back. I think they pay people back in US dollar amounts, so they are probably already since a longer time selling off. Maybe they have increased their selling to refund people. That could be a reason, but then this will be over soon as well. The moment they refunded people, all these crypto degenerates that got their money back will ape into crypto with that. And then the other one is Mt. Gox, that's also refunding people probably in US dollar and Bitcoin. So that could be adding some selling pressure. Overall though, I think we are fairly okay in this cycle. If you're looking at this here, you will see that considering only considering the last two cycles, we're not really different at the moment, right? I mean, there is, if we were doing this bump and it's already over, maybe there is a little bit more downside, or maybe there is a longer sideways action, and actually that would bring us until September or so just going sideways, which would give us more opportunity to add for Bitcoin and also for altcoins, right? If we were just trickling down, going sideways until the parabolic move goes really, if we're really going ballistic from there. But I think that's good news, right? And then also, maybe we can do this cycle comparison a little bit more. So this spaghetti diagram, so to say, is showing all the epochs of Bitcoin, basically going from halving to halving. So what you see here is our current cycle after the halving, down below in green. So that's basically what the performance since the halving is. So if you're looking at the first epoch, it's like you see here, right? This went very crazy, was very short, and then already the halving happened. And then you see the second one went parabolic as well, went into a prolonged bear market, and then the halving happened. And it took way longer. But then you see here, epoch 3 was the 2017 bull run, and went parabolic, went ballistic, went into a prolonged bear market with a big trough, and then the halving happened, lengthening cycle basically, right? And now we so the last cycle here, we see that we didn't get this mega parabolic move as we got in all of the other cycles here, it seems that so we got this move, we got it fairly early, and then it just stopped. And it should look like, it should look like this, right? But it just stopped, got cut off, and then we already, we kind of fell into a bear market, recovered, also maybe inflation and money printing driven a little bit again. But the bad news, they already suppressed the price. So we get this structure here. And now it will be very interesting if we are going to mimic the structure of the other epochs, or if we're going like this run once again. And I would say this, actually the last cycle was an outlier with this top, and I think we will see a massive run up over the next, I don't know, like the next year or so, over the next year, driven by money printing. Because you saw it right now, that the announcement of the economic data, if CPI comes down again, and if the inflation rates come down, and don't worry, they will make it come down, even if they have to manipulate, or if they have to basically have the, oh hey, Clarissa just subscribed, welcome to the fam. If they just have to move things around in the basket, or which measures inflation, to bring inflation down, but they will find a way to bring inflation down. And then they will cut the rates, and then they will print money, and then the whole cycle goes completely parabolic. So all in all, I'm going to cite here Quinton, cool stuff. Current state of Bitcoin market is the best setup in history in my opinion. BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, BNP Paribas are stacking Bitcoin. Argentina is mining Bitcoin. South Korea and Australia are about to approve Bitcoin ETFs. I thought that Australia already had that. But I think Canada already has it, right? Europe about to approve Bitcoin as an asset that can be included into UCITS, which is basically like these, that you can include it in these mutual funds. And all of this with absolutely zero hype, FOMO, euphoria, retail interest, that together with a massive supply shock that is about to happen, face melting cycle incoming, patience. I cannot agree more, and probably the list is even too short. I mean, we literally have, because he mentioned also what we have the ETFs in Hong Kong. We have Japan also about to join the party, very likely at some point, right? And then look at that, with all of that happening, people are not paying attention. So this is the worldwide Google Trends for Bitcoin, and we are at a staggering 18. And the last time that we have been at 18 was in October, when we bottomed, basically. There we're at 15, so slightly after the bottom with the first coil up. The interest is at the same level now. The interest is at the same level as in somewhere around October, right at, actually at around the bottom. So if we go to the 18 here, it's 21st of October, we bottomed slightly after. We had a run up, and then its attention spiked, and then it came down again. At every basically at every consolidation, attention comes down. But now we have really, we were at 51, and I was saying, oh, we are going into the crazy bull phase, and then we just fell off a cliff with the attention for Bitcoin. And I'm telling you that if you don't have the attention for Bitcoin, how would you expect attention for altcoins and even attention for NFTs, right? It's just not there. So here you can see that when we're zooming out, that basically this is the only thing that sparks attention, is a rally that goes like this. So basically you have this time here, right, for Bitcoin, where you almost double in price, and here is the attention spike. So somewhere at what is that? Basically over the entire March, that is where your attention spikes. And if you look here at the curve, that was exactly 3rd to 9th of March. There's like people are putting in, why is Bitcoin price up? Or they just put in Bitcoin and whatnot. And in the last bull, you see that here, that is basically, okay, so you see the value of 21 was December 2020. And then we went until, what is the highest value, January 2021. And if we go back in the cycle and we look at December 2020, that's here. So you see here, that's here. And look at that. You just came out into your first part of the rally, and that was where attention was fairly low still. So you can even have this parabola ongoing, and it was fairly, and then it just rallied more and into January 2021, and that is where attention spiked the first time, and then it fell off again because of this mega dip, and then it spiked again. So you really can see here how, and attention only goes up when you are already at a higher point. Yeah, so right now is according to this indicator, right now is a very good time to buy. Right now is a very, very good time to buy. You see here, you're basically having a good time to buy when you are at these low search results. And also, if you like take Ethereum being the reference to all the altcoins, you see that we had a little bit of a spike here for Ethereum, number 8. That was not seen since the entire bear market, right? So you had some attention for alts, and it all went away. And now we're at 2. So 2 is also bear market territory. We are at bear market territory here for alts as well. So definitely a good time to buy. And I bet NFTs are literally close to 0 here. But if you're going for NFT, yeah. So here we go. Is the worldwide search for NFTs? They're at 1. So we're basically, can I get to the last point here? Yeah, there we go. So Bitcoin 18, Ethereum 2, and NFTs at 1. Crazy, because that is bear market territory. That's almost, even NFTs were, look at that. This supports my theory that NFTs are still in their absolute bear market. Look at that. Throughout the entire bear market, NFTs were 3, and then 2, and then 2, and then 2, and then 2, and then 2. So here, where altcoins and Bitcoin have the action, NFTs just go and went to a search volume of 1. So they're still going down, whereas the others already have a bump, and that is the same basically as here, and then here only when the major action for crypto already happened here, you see that's where NFTs started to get some traction, and then it fell off again, and then it started rallying, right? Here's NFT rally, where Bitcoin attention was already gone and altcoins were in the final phases of the bull. So that's how it's going to happen again, in my opinion, and we're going to keep an eye on these indicators to see how it's developing. Anyways, enough of that. Let's continue here with Bitcoin dominance. Again, I said it many times, I say it again. I think Bitcoin dominance will go up with the Bitcoin rally, and even in this dip, Bitcoin dominance is basically bouncing, going up again. So nothing too much to say here, other than I expect Bitcoin to at some point starting a rally and altcoins bleeding into that. Yeah, so that definitely happening. Let's check out the weekly close here on the total 3. That's the daily close, not too interesting. The weekly is more interesting. Okay, so now we will see if we will have our rally here or not, right? Because otherwise we will start a discrepancy from this chart here. At the moment, we are still more or less in it, and we are hoping that we will move somewhat like this soon. But on the other hand, if you remember, we just looked at this cycle comparison. So if this holds true, then we are going to move sideways, down and sideways, for another 3 months or so. Yeah, what would that be, like September to October, right? So that would mean in this chart that we would actually go sideways until here or so, something like that, and then start the moon mission, right? If it looks like a red rectangle, or like, how do you say this, like a 90 degrees, then that would be crazy, right? Maybe not gonna happen, but we're expecting this at some point to take off and go really, really hard. Wes says only 12 new users for Veve sign up for Veve today. That is not true, and I'm going to or it's true at somewhat, if you, depends on the measurements. I'm going to discuss this in a second. Give me a second here. But that's basically it for the altcoins. Just quickly a look at the Ecomi token, right? So the Ecomi token has tried to rally. Huge wick up to almost 0008, and then just got sold off immediately. So that's the big whale traders that are pushing the price down here at once again. And overall, this is, yeah, still kind of a downtrend. We will see if it can find support maybe on top of the accumulation range, just as we drew it in here. Just a little bit, we drew it in for a little bit later. It's already happening. So maybe we can find support here and push higher. We saw that many times before, like here, for example, breakout, push higher, breakout, push higher, right? So, and probably also here, yeah, breakout, push higher, right? So maybe this is going to happen for Ecomi here as well. The question is if Ecomi will be able to break out at some point of out of this whale trading range. Yeah, 12 new active wallets. Okay, so with that, I mean, nothing more to say for Ecomi, right? I think Ecomi needs their OMI to NFT, needs more utility, needs something out of this base migration, needs more volume. So that is definitely happening. So much marketing, and only a max of 12 people joined and bought an item. RIP. Exactly. So wait it. Let's just wait. I'll tell you why. So Veve had a very, very slow drop on the Sandcrawler. And the reason obviously being that many people are not interested in the Sandcrawler, and it's $50. So they literally only sold, like, I think now it's 2,228 or so unsold, something like that. So they only sold 5%. But I think they knew this would happen. So they cannot possibly have thought that they will sell it. This is like what was the spacecraft? There was a spacecraft, a green one, from, was that Battlestar? No, I think it was a Klingon ship from Star Trek. They just sold, they sold only 50 of those as well, or 70 or 100 or something like that at this price point. Because, yeah, I think people are just not too excited to that, right? By the way, I think that's great that Living Aloha always puts out the work here for this. You can grab the Sandcrawler now at a discount, a slight discount at 44 or so on the market. But let's get to the topic with the wallets. Okay, so if you go to Immutascan, you are able to see Immutable X related transactions, and also the user growth on Immutable X. And every dot is a day. And what basically from yesterday from 11th to 12th, so yesterday we got 12 unique new holders to it. So And now let's put this into comparison with what we saw here as in terms of marketing, right? So we have this tweet of Veve that I made a video about yesterday, and it's basically talking about the new drop for Blackpink, and has an endorsement of the band, and it has 410,000 views, and even here groups, fan groups, and so on for Blackpink with 125,000 followers, they are commenting on this as well. So you would expect that, let's say, if you want to get 1% of these guys, you would have 4,000 new people here, right? Okay, so that would be the expectation. Now you have only 12, but let's be honest here with the data. If let's just assume we are a huge fan of Blackpink, right? And we sign up, we make an account on the Veve app because we want to take part in the drop. Would you really expect some, I don't know, teenage girl that is fan of Blackpink, or even, let's say, a boomer that's fan of Blackpink, to sign up for the app and then go, oh, okay, I signed up, let's buy a random NFT that I don't care about? No, because to be in these wallets, you need to have bought an NFT on Veve. You need to have bought at least one collectible on Veve to be in these. But what if they're all sitting with zero collectibles? Then they will not show up here, because these are not sign-ups. These are only people that have at least one collectible, which is why the chart spiked here so hard, because a lot of empty wallets got maybe with the rest of Ecomi in it, got an Ecomi logo airdrop. That's the point. No, you are missing the point. Okay, so let me know. Let me know the point then, because that is exactly how Immutascan works, and that's how people are deducting the numbers. And I know that a lot of people are misunderstanding the numbers, right? So there could be a lot of empty accounts waiting for that drop, right? And we will discuss a little bit more about that drop, because I think that Veve is about to make a mistake on that drop as well. You have that much marketing and no one else joined up. Yeah, but why would someone else join up for Blackpink marketing? Okay, ignore Blackpink. So you have what else do you have? You have like some stories on Instagram and TikTok without Blackpink. So you have some Marvel Mighty endorsement stories that cost like $200. That's the marketing that you have. And by the way, it's not no one else joins up. I mean, you have, I don't know, let's see just from here. You have 824, and then you are at 900, so 300, almost 400 people over the course of 1 month. Yeah, people can like Blackpink and Disney, for instance, but for example, me, let me tell you about my entering of Veve, and that was in the hype cycle. So I joined Veve in August when they were about to drop the MC1 comic, and Veve had Batman already. Veve had Spider-Man. Veve had recently dropped Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man collectibles, and I'm a fan of both, like Batman and Spider-Man, right? But I joined for the MC1 comic. So I didn't go and buy Spider-Man, neither Batman, even though I liked them, because I was there for something else. I was there for the comics, and they hadn't dropped yet. So my first collectible went in with the drop I made the account for. So I really cannot see why anyone would join in a bear market for a collectible whatever, like Blackpink or whatnot, and then buy something else randomly. Um, None of those people reached. Uh, None of these people reached, uh, bought anything really. Yeah, they didn't because they are going to buy. We'll see. Let's just wait the drop week and see if this number goes up hard. Like if this number looks like this, right? Let's just see if this number can do a 1,000 people spike, right? Yeah, I agree. So you reach that many people and only get 12 new active wallets is not good. It's to be fair, it's the day, right? It's the day. Uh, because on the day before they got 3 people and then they got I don't know, they lost 2 people and so on. So but overall you have like from here 56,000 to 59,000, that's 3,000, but you have to deduct the 2,000 spike, so 1,000 and I don't know what people. Uh, let's see how many active wallets after the Blackpink drop. I think that is the way to go. Let's just see how many we will have after the drop happens, right? Okay, so, and then there was a space apparently yesterday um, where David basically said that the drop will be very scarce and that you will have to use MCP points to win something. So during that live Twitter space, he says very limited edition of collectibles. So and then he said basically that MCP points being something you might want to use for this drop. We see here from Sergio. My guess is that a good percentage of the drop will be reserved for MCP priority bidding. Recall that Wolverine drop set aside 50% and so on. I wasn't in that space because that apparently happened when I was, I don't know, asleep or doing something else. But I think that Vivi could be doing a mistake here because if all these new people are coming in and they want their Blackpink collectibles and then they all gonna miss out on the drop and have a frustrating experience there, that could be pretty bad because then first of all we wouldn't see it even then in the wallet, not only if they buy something on the secondary, but all the degenerates that don't care about this drop will be there for a flip, right? So everyone will try to get one to sell it to the Blackpink fans, right? So that would be bad, right? So yeah, um, I hope that there is some point where all the Blackpink where the Blackpink fans can get something in the drop. So I hope that the MCP allocation is more like 20% instead of 50%, or that even with very scarce, it's still a couple of thousand per collectible, so that that they can maybe get it cheaper on the secondary market or even get it. I think for sure this drop will sell out every piece of it. Um, the question is, what's the price point? We don't know yet. There is an article about this, but we don't know the price point yet. The article we have looked at it in the video. So what we see is only here all the collectibles, but there isn't really a price. Even if you go here on learn more, we don't see a price just yet. So hopefully there will be an article out soon where we can see what the real scarcity is. But if it's only like if this was only, I don't know, 1,000 per collectible, that's way too few, right? So you need to have a per collectible, you need to have at least Wolverine numbers. You have to at least have 3,000-4,000 per collectible. Also, because that would be just, why would you launch a Sandcrawler with 2,500 editions, but then make this one really scarce? It doesn't make sense at all, right? Or am I mistaken here? Yeah, so that's it, right? I think what's good is that you'll have like this new to our community and whatnot thing, so that people can find their way into the app. It needs to be smooth to get the app. I don't know. Do we have more information here? Or is this the same article? That's the same article, right? Yeah. Okay. So, and by the way, let's see. Oh, this one also has 38,000. So all of these Blackpink things have a lot of views. Look at that, 500,000 views here. I hope that all of the Blackpink fans they sign, or that many of them signed up for the free drop, NFT drop with an account. So that's what we are. I think the ultimate numbers of account sign-ups coming from this, we will only see in the beginning of June, when everyone gets their free airdrop, because then you will have every wallet that was zero and maybe that missed out on all of the collectibles will go to at least one collectible, and then you'll have a bigger spike. David said in the space that it will be scarce compared to the amount of Blackpink fans. Oh, okay. So that will be still okay. Then I will not have said anything in that sense. Then it's probably still like in the 10,000s of, like, probably 10,000 per collectible or so. And what I wonder is, what will be the price point? Because you also have to cater to a community. It's probably, they're not going to pay $50 or $60 per girl, right? I mean, that sounds wrong. Per collectible. So probably they're not going to do that, right? Yeah, let's see also. I didn't do this before, but let's see some some comments here on my channel. So we have here very excited what will come in the future. We need Pokemon Yo. I 100% agree. Then Luke with the support here. Thank you very much, Luke, for supporting this channel all the time. I really appreciate that. Dino Dragon was here and saying only care if it takes the token to the moon. Well, that didn't work out, at least right now. Then we have cryptos for average Joe. I wouldn't worry about the FUD or negativity with NFTs. First, it's on X. Most of the Blackpink fans don't use X. It's mainly used by crypto bros. That's true. That's very true, actually. And Veve is, so as far as I know, also promoting it on YouTube and on Instagram and other platforms. So that is good. TikTok, I saw a small TikTok short, so to say. Comments from Wes, very bullish in the group, putting out a personal video for Veve. I probably won't be able to get them all, but I will try and get what I can, says Andy Plantman. And then this is so bullish, great video. So overall, by the way, here we have Dead Rabbits also. By the way, Lisa is dating the son of Louis Vuitton Moet, I think, or something like that. It's LVMH. Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy or something like that. I think that's the what that means, right? So in case Optimized Essentials watches this, that's probably what it means. Very familiar with K-pop, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Exciting. So these are the comments on the video. Make sure to drop your comments also on this live stream, as first of all, comments are very important for the algorithm, and secondly, I really like to go through some comments on the live streams in the morning. So that definitely is a good thing. Is there anything other? So they're still going on the Star Wars collectibles. So hopefully there is a bigger drop for Star Wars still coming. And there is Tokidoki coming. So we see here the adorable kawaii all-stars from Tokidoki are on their way to Veve. So let's check out what kawaii all-stars are. These are, this is like, I remember. So these are the kawaii all-stars, right? So let me just show this to you. These are the kawaii all-stars. And I remember these are 2018 or so, like the first Ecomi promotionals, with when it was still Ecomi Collect or something like that. There are already some of these there, and you see it looks like a Mermicorno and so on. But these, they didn't really, they never dropped, right? They were there, but they never dropped. So this is crazy, because actually this is bullish, because from that 2018 there were some things that we saw that we never got. So including the Bat Mobile, which already the Batman car, right? That already dropped on DC, I think. But yeah, so these are the Tokidoki Kawaii All Stars, and they already had something like a physical blind box. So these are quite famous, I think. So, and I think there is a little bit of an Asia focus right now for Veve, so that is good. Let's see here. Dan O says, I don't think Veve will have any sustained growth, retained users, until the collectibles offer something more than just owning them for 90% of the current use case, flipping. Yeah, that's true. I think that the overall value proposition was to have collectibles so you can acquire more collectibles, which is basically MCP. You saw that. I think this is why you have to cater to the crypto audience, because if you want to have the collectibles go back up, you have to go to with the crypto hype, right? So in the end, interoperability / self-custody is important to Web3, so that's why you have to bring it. And then also you have to bring liquidity to your marketplace, basically. Especially if you are not implementing interoperability to other marketplaces, you have to open up liquidity to your marketplace. Morning Amigo, hey, Dutchies on the movie, what is going on? What is these names? Yeah, a compelling Veveverse gamification, etc. Is a must. I 100% agree with you. I can't agree more. By the way, guys, we have 20 people here, so make sure to smash up the like button for this Cryptonews / Veve News, Ecomi News stream. Dan O says, we are in a bear market. Yes, but why do the collectibles need to be cyclical? Let's make them engaging even in a bear market. This is a good question, and I can answer it. I think I have the answer to that. So the collectibles, they are cyclical because all of these things, even physical collectibles, are cyclical with the broader liquidity cycle in the world. So global liquidity going up means that everything like Pokemon cards and Marvel comics and whatnot, they are going to pump. And in a very extreme way, this affects a very young asset, like digital assets, right? I mean, it affects Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is already more mature. Like, it affects altcoins in a very hard way, not only because 99% of all altcoins are pretty much garbage, but also because it's very young, it's very high risk, or perceived as high risk. So people are faster to get their money out of something like that when shit hits the fan in the world economy. And for example, I mean, everyone feels it. I have a pretty good job, and I still feel like increased prices, increased interest rates, and so on, right? So everyone is making adjustments to that, right? It's why even in that cycle, stocks that are very mature go down in price, and so everything moves with a liquidity cycle. And especially in the Marvel comics, in the physical ones, in the graded ones, we also see a downturn. Like Marvel comics graded that were worth $70,000, one Marvel comic is now worth $30,000 only, or $20,000, right? So also there in that space, people are very furious about, hey, I was so hyped and I got this comic like super expensive and now it's down like 70% or 80%. Well, that's similar to how the collectibles on Veve move. So I would say, but the opposite is also true. The moment that the Fed lowers the rates, and the moment that people perceive they have more money available again, and the moment that they are not getting squeezed out by their credit card interest rates anymore, and the moment that it's easier to take a credit, and the moment they can travel again and they have everything, like they've done everything, they will also feel like, hey, I can afford some collectibles. And I think that's the nature of the whole cycle. So yeah. Also, Chuck showing why meme coins are pure gambling. Hot potato. I said it before. I said it, say it again. It's not for me. I don't understand why it had to be Chuck and not some, I don't know, something that has like a broader meme audience. I know that some of you did go into Chuck. I have no idea how they're doing. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully you guys can sell in a profit and not in loss at some point. Maybe, hopefully it has another big leg up. Then please make sure to take your initial investment out so you cannot lose on this. This is in general a rule in my opinion. So whenever you're buying something like a coin, the moment it 2x's or 3x's or something like that, you just see the parabola. Set yourself a target where you want to take out your initial investment. I mean, if you put $100 in and it's worth $400, is it really so harmful to take $100 and just have a moon bag that in case it goes to zero is just, okay, who cares, whatever. It's a perceived loss to go from 300 to zero, but you still have your 100 back and can take another trade or so, right? So that's how I like to operate on that. Also, Mumbot is trying to bring herself into, or themselves into, back into business here. There is a Star Wars comic here also lining up. By the way, where's the drop calendar? There must be a drop calendar somewhere below this. Where's KCW? No, KCBMW. That's the name of the guy who does the calendar. Yeah, why Chuck? It doesn't make any sense. Why Chuck? Why not buy Metacade, for example? This is a gaming project that has the same market cap. Something like that, right? So so here's the drop calendar, guys. This is what's coming. This is what's behind us. And by the way, like people are really like, we forget easily what is going on this app, right? So we had the big X-Men comic. We had Wolverine. We had the start and the follow-up of the music NFTs. We had Assassin's Creed and so on. That was all going on. The Sandcrawler is done, right? It's done. The next one is like the most expected drop of all times, a Tarzan. One more Tarzan comic, but you have to say that there are people that are buying these. So it seems that there is a Tarzan collector base on the app. Otherwise, all of them would be on the market and none of them would sell out anymore. But the fact of the matter is that at the moment they are selling a couple of 100 to 1,000 editions of these. So there seem to be some people collecting Tarzan comics. There's also, then followed up by the Star Wars comic, followed up by a crafting event for cars. And I'm going to say this here, but I'm going to probably also make a video. I don't like this. crafting event because it's it costs money, and this would have been the perfect chance to have everyone that has the car collectibles spend MCP for building that base. And just, I think there shouldn't be harm done by letting people craft accessories from MCP. And you could put this base on 20,000 MCP, right? And then have people craft this, or 10,000 MCP and have people craft this. And people would be like, oh, MCP is valuable. Because for me, that would be 10 days of, no, that would be 14 days of saving up MCP points to craft that base, right? So that the fact that they don't include MCP, they could even do it costs 10,000 MCP and one gem, right? They would still make some money, right? Something like that. But I don't like that's only money. Patient, I don't think Veve's marketing could get any better than this. This is like the highest level of coverage their app could get with all their resources considered for any drop. Like, wow, 100% agree with you, Ethan. Actually, I agree with your assessment, but I would say there is more levels up. So, for example, what would be good if when the liquidity cycle goes back on, to have Disney Plus show a Veve promotional on the Disney Plus channel, right? So that, for example, would be really good marketing. So like show Disney ads during, so somewhere on Disney Plus, right? Trucking Hank says, I'm convinced Veve will be known worldwide. Surprise coming. Yeah, I think there is a chance for that. I'm not convinced, but there's definitely a chance for that. I mean, look, if they only had this, Blackpink in their box, they wouldn't have launched it right now. If this was their only big deal of this magnitude, they wouldn't have launched it right now. They would have launched it somewhere in the crazy hype of the bull, right? But they decided to launch it now, like post-halving, pre-bull. So there is more. They have more. They have something, and we will see how it goes. So I'm excited for that. Ethan also says, a few hours ago, Blackpink Instagram page, which has over 58 million followers, shared the promo on their story again. It was the only story posted, allowing their followers to focus on it. Wow, that is crazy. So I am expecting, to be honest, I'm expecting a conversion of, let's go conservative. I'm expecting a conservative conversion of 5 to 10,000 people from this Blackpink drop. And maybe I'm completely wrong, and in the end it's just 100, right? But I'm expecting a conversion. That doesn't mean that they are going to stay on Veve and start buying your Marvel comic floors. But I could imagine that some of them will come into the app and stay. Also, because what I really like is that there are people like hosting these spaces. And also you cannot forget, there are people that know crypto, that are in crypto, and that are Blackpink fans. So you have this overlap, right? Not everyone is like outside crypto. Actually, Korea is a pretty crypto-friendly country, right? So we're seeing here. By the way, do me a favor and smash up the like button if you enjoy this type of stream, and hit that like button hard. Here for me, 10k users would be great. Absolutely, Brian. Nerojan says, good night from Canada. Hey, greetings to Canada. Greetings across the world from wherever you're joining the stream. Dan O says, collectibles are such a tough business. A lot of new users are going to get bummed and be very vocal about their bad experience. It's possible to please it's impossible to please everyone in this game. Um, well, here's the problem. There, so what I expect, actually, Blackpink might be the first collector base that doesn't give a damn about the price of their collectible. So, how I know band fans, super fans, like it's called. So there is a book from, I think it's. I'm not sure if it's Tim Ferriss or if it was only endorsed by Tim Ferriss, but there's a book. It's called Super Fans, and there is like every superstar, every movie star, movie, whatever, like has a fan base, and within that fan base there are the super fans, and the super fans, they don't care. Like for example, let's say you're buying, you're Blackpink and you bring out a new T-shirt. The super fans, they will be there with $25, $40 in hand, and they will buy the T-shirt. And they don't care if they can sell the T-shirt then on eBay for another price. They just want to have whatever they brought out. These are the super fans. So if you're a super fan of something, you come, you buy, and you will hold forever, right? So, for example, there is a German band that I like. It's called D'Artagnan. It's actually after the French, like Three Musketeers, but it's a German band. They do like some medieval oriented rock stuff. I like them. So I've been to a concert twice. So what did I buy? I bought a poster for my office to have them on the office door. I'm not thinking about selling that poster, even though it's a VIP poster. Probably is pretty valuable because there were only a couple of them. It's pretty scarce, but I just have that poster. I also have the mint number one of the tickets, because when I was at the first show in the same night when I went home, I bought the tickets for the next year. So I was the first one to buy a ticket, right? Okay, so that mint number, probably pretty valuable across fans of that band. Still, I'm not going to sell this. Why? Because I just want to have it. I'm a fan of that band, so I just want to have it. So I don't care if someone gives me $50 for it. I'm not going to sell it, right? Maybe if someone would come up and say, "Look, I give you 1,000 or 10,000," maybe then, right? But I really like to just have that. That's the point. So whereas if you're a crypto guy and you're coming in and you see the potential, then you are coming in from an investment perspective. So you see a secret rare comic with only 40 editions, super scarce, nice cover. You buy it because you think that in the future a super fan might come in that is willing to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars for that specific cover on that hard scarcity to have it. That's the speculation. You cannot invest without believing in the superfan theory, right? Otherwise, you shouldn't invest in the first place. So that's definitely something that is happening. So incentives to hold keeps them here to explore while they wait. Only the second group, the investors, only they need an incentive to hold. And this is really where I would say that Veve does not have that many real collectors yet, but it's growing. I would say it's growing because I see people on Twitter that are really like, they're focused. They collect. There are people that turn into Marvel mighty collectors. They have everything. They have a set of everything. That's some things that I see don't have anything to do with investing. And then there are things that are just investing, right? I agree, it's not just a good look when they try to go for a drop and are forced to pay way over retail. Yeah, that's unfortunately the dilemma. But if you're a super fan and you want it, then yeah, maybe this is a good point where I should make a video for the Blackpink fans to just let them know that if they want to buy it on secondary, they probably want to wait a little bit, But I don't know if this will be the case for this drop. It will be just a different drop, because I think we never had a drop since Disney Golden Moments, which addressed such a huge fan base. And even that is not comparable, because we just had such huge bot fest on that one. Yeah, it is what it is. I agree with you. So, yeah, guys, this is my take on the collectibles. So, guys, make sure to smash up the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Notifications on. Let me know in the comments below if you're watching this afterwards. What do you think about this Blackpink drop, and also in general about collecting versus investing and so on. Let's address the last comment here of Brian. Kind of same thing as Taylor Swift, Beyonce, or Blackpink concert tickets from Ticketmaster. Yep, absolutely. So that is it for today. So wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. Enjoy your coffees.